Hi, I'm Amy Anderson, and I'll be talking about Fox News controversial topic from Chapter 1, which is on page 32. And then in the beginning, I'll start with the background, and then I'll go into the controversy of Fox News Channel. Then I'll go into why this caused an ethical conflict. There's two videos, which I will not be showing just because they're long, and I only have a certain amount of time to talk. And then I have the Fox News response to the accusations they have from the public and other people. And then I will be talking about ethical arguments. I will also be talking about the Journalism Code of Ethics, the Potter Box, and I will be talking about Kant's categorical imperative theory, too. So let's begin with the background. Let's see. The Fox News Channel was launched in 1996 by Rupert Murdoch, and it was launched in Europe and United States, and it became Europe's first 24-hour news channel. And then Fox News just continued to grow into a large news channel with a huge website with multiple radio and video talk shows. And then in 2003, Fox ratings began to increase dramatically during the Iraq invasion. And that was actually increased by 300% the viewers. So that was a big increase. And then in 2004, it became larger than ABC, CBS, and NBC. 2006, Fox was the #1 cable news channel watched for the North Korean missile crisis. 2009, Fox News had the highest rating daytime programming. And then in 2010, Fox News led the prime time, most watched over-the-air and cable news channel. So they have a lot of popularity. And although Fox News has popularity, over the past years it has declined because of just certain things that they say and certain ways they approach certain situations. And their biased beliefs that they only show one side to the audience, which I'm talking about right now. So the controversial side of Fox News. So in 2004, a documentary called Outfoxed was created, and it came out and included evidence of internal memos that showed Fox News altering news content to whatever they wanted to make it, So they weren't showing both sides of things. They were only showing one side. And then in 2009, the Pew Research Center published a poll of all the national news organizations, and it claimed that 73% of Republicans favored Fox News, and only 43% of Democrats believed that too. And that's just a huge difference because, news channels are supposed to be showing both sides and not biased to any side. And from those polls, it definitely looks like they're biased towards the conservative side. And then 2009, President Obama appeared on all news channels besides Fox because Sean Hannity and Glenn Beck, some of their commentators, just beretted the Obama health proposal and then falsified facts about it too. And Obama was just like, I'm not going to appear on your show because you are disrespectful. And then in 2010, Glenn Beck compared churches that preached on social justice and social economics with communism and Nazism and Marxism and old progressivism. So a lot of different things. He just kept going on and on and on about it. Just would not stop. And, that's just, that's his beliefs. And he's saying there's proof, keep looking at what they're doing, but he's telling people to leave their churches and to abandon their churches and confront their pastors on it and stuff. And it's crazy. And then why did these cause such an ethical conflict, and why was it such a controversy with the public? News reporters must follow a code of ethics, and Fox News broke that by falsifying facts to the public. And then, honestly, how can public trust what this channel, Fox News channel, says when it has blatantly lied over and over again? And definitely, reliability of producing facts and hard court facts. It's just they're losing credibility. There you go. And then Fox News is conservative bias and alter news content to keep its conservative view. And so they're not reporting on both sides. And that's very bad because news channel is supposed to show both sides, and Fox News, claims that other news channels only show the Democratic side and stuff like that. But, when you look at the facts, most people show both sides. And then Fox News commentators, harassment of the White House administration, especially during President Obama's term, more than any other president that has occurred. And they always criticize the Democrats more than the Republicans. So that just shows more of their conservative bias. And then the next two slides, the first slide is Glenn Beck on social justice and churches. And that's just his talk show radio of when he compares churches that talk about social justice and social economics to Nazism and communism. And it's just 6 minutes long, so I'm not going to show it. And then the next one is when Chris Wallace calls White House administration crybabies because President Obama wouldn't snubbed Fox News. And so he was saying that he was just making a big deal and saying over 30 years of his experience in the White House administrations, this has been the worst White House administration, and they've thrown the biggest fits and stuff, And so this is Fox News' response to these different controversial topics and accusations. Fox News issued a report and a statement when the Outfox documentary came out, and it said it was not biased towards Republicans and claimed that the sources were never employees of Fox News and that it was all lies. But how can you trust what this news channel is saying when it has blatantly falsified facts and lied? Church leaders confronted Glenn Beck about his comparison of churches to communism and declared that many Christians should stop listening to his show. However, some Christians did come out and stand behind him and say, they like how real he is, and he says it like it should be and stuff, and he's not afraid to say things. And Fox doesn't punish Glenn Beck for falsifying facts on the White House, and he keeps his talk show. And then Fox doesn't make Wallace apologize for insulting the White House administration after they snubbed Fox News. And so Fox News just kind of doesn't just lets their commentators say whatever they want and let them do whatever they want, And then this is an ethical argument, fairness in presenting the facts versus portraying facts to satisfy biased standpoint. News channels must be careful when presenting the facts of situations to not appear to be biased to a particular side, because the news reporter's job is to provide both sides to the public. And as you can see, that Fox News has been proven that they are biased to the Republican side and portray certain news in a way to the Republican side favor. It's wrong to keep facts away from the public because the news channel is influencing so much of their audience, and they're lying to their audience, and they're making their audience believe these lies, and it's not right. That's not right at all. They're portraying facts to satisfy their biased sides without presenting the whole facts, and they're being very subjective and not objective to their audience. And then the Journalism Code of Ethics Seek truth and report it. Minimize harm. Act independently. Be accountable. And they definitely have not seeked truth and reported it. They have definitely only seeked out information that they want to show. They don't report all of it. They just report what they want to show. They don't minimize the harm. They are stirring the pot between Democrats and Republicans more and just making a lot more controversy. And they're not being accountable to themselves or their public or their audiences. And they should be, because that's not fair to whoever's watching them. Whoever's watching them and they don't know that they're lying, and that's just really bad. And then the next slide is the Potter box. There's 4 boxes: definition, values, principles, and loyalties. And I've already talked about the definition and their values that they've just gone against. Principle is the Kant's categorical imperative that they're definitely not following. They're just, like it says, ethics should be objective. What is right must be done regardless of circumstances, and rules is the basis of the act. And let me see. Fox News is definitely not objective at all. They don't present the facts objective. They're very subjective, and they pick and choose. They don't do what is right. They actually, I feel like they just complain more, and they don't try to be the bigger character in situations with the White House administration and just people that they disagree. And they don't respect who comes on their TV shows, on their channel either. I've seen multiple videos of Fox News casters just flipping out about people who disagree with them and stuff, and that's just wrong. You should respect whoever's on your show. You can disagree with them, but you don't need to cut your newscast immediately when they're disagreeing, and it just shows just how wrong it is and how people should not be listening to them. And their loyalties, they're loyal to the Republican bias, conservative side. You can see it through the way they talk, the way they act, the way they treat Democrats and people who disagree with them. And their loyalties to their audience, they need to be loyal to their audience and tell them the truth, but they're not, and that's very wrong. And so those are just the principles and the ethics that Fox News has created for themselves, and we'll see maybe in the future of what's going to happen, because they lie and they're wrong, and many news reporters and news channels have claimed that they don't believe that Fox News is an actual news channel. So that's the end of my presentation.